Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and in this video, we're going to go over something fun kind of materializing in the Raid Shadow Legends community today, and that is that this new Shadowkin epic, Burangiri, is probably going to be god tier for that new Rhinoceros Bomber Bommel, who is thought to be the hardest Doom Tower boss we have seen yet. We may have some solo strategies similar to Vergis in the Scarab and things like that. This guy may be a candidate for doing this content solo for the hardest boss in the game that we currently know of, which is that Bomber Rhinoceros Bommel. So we're going to go over everything you need to know in terms of what is materializing about this build so far, just to keep you up to date. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so first things first, do not give me credit for coming up with this strategy because I did not. I don't want to steal other people's work and take credit for it. The first time I heard about the strategy, this user looks like it's supposed to say something like against us. If that is wrong and I'm saying your username wrong, I apologize, but that's the best I can kind of tell what it's supposed to mean. But looks like this person was doing some testing here and shared it on Reddit, and then a few of us got to work. I think like Scratch has done a video, Cold Brew maybe, so I would definitely check out their content as well to get multiple perspectives. But I'm going to give you my perspective after playing around with it for a couple hours and building it a couple different ways, and we'll show you what it looks like when you're clearing this boss, the Bomber Rhinoceros solo with Burangiri. And the first point of discussion we need to really iron out is a refresher course as to why his kit is going to make sense and why it is going to help with that boss. And you know what? Why don't I just go ahead and play the footage while we're doing this here? Yeah, let's go ahead and pop it up right here so you can watch while I'm talking about this. So why does his kit enable a solo strategy against the Bomber Rhinoceros? And the main gist of it is going to be this passive right here. Soulmonger heals the champion by 50% of their max HP whenever an ally or enemy dies. So the adds that Bommel is going to spawn next to him, those little bombs that sit next to him that you see right here and over there. I'm sorry, I'm not a professional here at manipulating the screen, but right here and then over there, those two bombs that sit next to Bommel, those count as enemies, and when they blow up, that's going to count as an enemy dying. So they're basically healing Burangiri every time they explode. So instead of their typical devastation they do to your team, they're going to heal him because of his passive, and it's a massive heal. If you get him in a pretty good amount of HP, 50% of max HP, that thing can start popping off for 30, 40k heals real quick. And if you notice, that passive doesn't even need any books to get anything from it. So the build that I'm testing is book free. I used 0 books. All I did was kind of build him up, give him some masteries, and then 0 books, and he was ready to go with the gear that I have right here. So you do, the sticking point on this is going to be you need a good regen set, I think. I tried to make it work other ways. You just need that regen because you need to keep him topped off. So he's going to need decent speed, probably 215, 220, 230, and then he's going to need a regen set. We're seeing that really be the sticking point for some of these solo builds, with whether it's the Tomb Lord and the Dragon, or Bad El and the Dragon, or Uragrim trying to solo content. Having a good regen set unlocks those possibilities a lot of the time, and it's no different here with Burangiri. So just to get him as much HP and heals per turn I could, I went with the regen plus Immortal, and I think that's going to be the best way to do it. After that, you don't really need a whole lot of accuracy or resistance yet, because now later on I'm gonna have to I haven't had time to get to the last floor of the Doom Tower yet and start really theory crafting this type of stuff. I want to keep you in the loop as soon as I know stuff. So right now this is working pretty easy on the hard version of the Doom Tower. Early on in the hard Doom Tower may change later on, but for now in this version of the build, I can put this away really quick here and show you the masteries. Let me move my camera as well. But so the things that unlock a lot of potential here with this, the most of our damage is going to come from War Master. This guy doesn't hit hard or place bombs or anything, which would be good versus that boss. So you can also have the Life Drinker here to get a little bit of heals. You're going to stack up the effects here on the A1. Lore of Steel going to help you get some more HP. This is great. The Spirit of Haste, we're going to increase speed by 8 for each dead ally up to 24. It's basically 24 free speed by taking that. So that's some of the main things to go with here on the mastery. Just in case you were curious, I definitely wanted to show you this page for a little bit. And obviously a big deal to get a good grasp of exactly what stats you are going to need. You can see here about 80k health. The attack largely irrelevant. Most of our damage is going to come from the War Master procs, and we're just kind of whittling him away over time. This is not a speed run. This is just to clear the content mainly. Is kind of the gist of this build. Defense of 3k, speed of 220, and then the crit rate, crit damage. You don't really need to worry about it. And the same honestly with resistance and accuracy. We may need to bump up the resistance as we go up the tier on the later stages of the hard Doom Tower. I will keep you updated as to if I'm able to clear the toughest version of this guy with some sort of Birinjiri budget build. You will know as soon as I do. But there is one more thing you are going to want to definitely do if you are going to try this strategy yourself. It is very important to note this. You are going to want to turn off the A3 right there, Frightful Warcry, because it's going to be doing some buffing that can really cause problems with us. So just go ahead, turn off that A3, set yourself up a custom team, make sure you've got that custom team in, and then as long as you can deal with the waves and you can hit some of the stat thresholds and the gear thresholds, if you've got the good regeneration set, some good immortal gear, and you can hit those numbers, you should be able to make it work for you. The reason that we need to go through the trouble of doing that is this A3 right here on Bommel called Rain of Bombs, where it removes all buffs from all enemies, then attacks them, places a bomb debuff on each enemy that detonates after 2 turns, and is going to place 1 additional bomb debuff for each buff removed by this skill. They've got a typo there on the Y. This was the skill document that Plarium sent us a while back about the skills. But anyway, the bomb debuffs cannot be blocked or removed. So what's going to happen is if you don't go through the trouble to disable that skill, you're going to run into a situation where the win rate is not going to be near as reliable because you're placing those buffs on you without turning off that A3. You're going to take extra bomb damage, and it can kind of snowball out of control. So yeah, definitely exciting to finally see that we may have a light at the end of the tunnel, or at least a champion that's going to be pretty good and have some fun mechanics in this boss, because we are behind the scenes trying to get Plarium to tune this boss a little bit. I know we all like a good challenge, but this guy seems a little bit too insane. There shouldn't be only 1, 2, 3 champions that are really good versus a boss, and there shouldn't be only like 100 people in the world that can clear a boss with just insane platinum level gear. Ideally, it would be a challenge, but it would be an accessible challenge that people actually have a route to victory in. But let me know what you think down in the comments. What's working for you so far versus this boss? It's always exciting day 1 of new Doom Tower content, so we can all help each other out and say what's working with us, what champions we're trying, and then things like this are going to emerge where, hey, we might have found a route to unlock this guy solo on a champion that is not a legendary, so at least a little bit more accessible. I know it's tough to collect all the epics as well, but at least epics are a lot more accessible than legendaries. So hopefully we're able to really run with this and finally get some answers to taking down the Bomber Rhinoceros Bommel. So that'll do it for this one. As always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.